Yeah, okay. Out in the shop. We got this. What is it?
A 4T40E.
This was the transmission out of car my brother bought for our nephew. And it was no good, so he just bought it. It was a junkyard one, wasn't it?
Yes.
That he put in there so my nephew had a car to get around in. We've had this thing kicking around for
Years.
10 years, maybe. I don't know if it's quite that long, but pretty close. So we are going to go ahead, rip it down, see what the actual failure was of it, and then scrap out the aluminum and steel in there because we absolutely have no need for it and need to get it out of here. And thought this might be an interesting video for anybody that wants to see how they come apart, as I've never taken one apart. And Dad hasn't done it in 20 plus years.
I haven't taken one of these apart either.
Oh, you haven't?
No, because they came out when I was changes career fields.
Oh, when you went over to the school?
About there, yeah.
So, I mean, he went to Wyotech as an instructor for drivetrains, but yeah. So, this is a learning experience for everybody. So, if you've ever done one of these, you know, you
Don't laugh too hard.
Yeah, if you want to leave some comments, but, you know, be nice. Otherwise, I'll ignore you, which I'll do anyways. But anyways, so we're going to go ahead and get ready to do that. Yeah, okay. There's probably going to be starting and stopping and moving and all that. And first thing, got that the rear seal,
or supposedly this must come out first.
The seal.
No, it's not the seal. Well, it is the output stub shaft.
I think it moved. There it is. Piece of cake.
Now all I have to do is get the tool off. Now we can try and get the bolt off the side cover before we turn it over. Of course, everything's metric.
Well, that's all anybody's used to anymore. So many of them can't do the old school stuff. They don't have a stamp, or they're making their metric make do on the SAE stuff. Probably ought to get some rags handy, because even though it's clean, I'm sure there's some pooled up in there. Hammer time. Probably ought to bring you a stool back with you, because you know you're going to need it. Should be a place to get in there and do something.
There isn't. There isn't.
Get it harder. Yeah. I mean, we are scrapping this thing, so if we break something, it's not a big deal. So you got all the bolts out? Looks like it.
A lot of empty holes.
What are you looking for?
There's a little bitty tab over here.
It's moving. Must be some dowels.
There are some dowels, and they appear to be rusty.
I don't know why. It's only sat outside for the last decade. Rust would be the last thing I think we find. Want a bigger pry bar? Nothing was pulled up in there. Got inside the back cover here.
Just a little bit of rust.
Yeah.
Nothing serious. A thrust washer.
That piece come out? Looks like it does.
We have a seal here and metal clad seal here that goes on around that piece there. Interesting, isn't it? And just a little bit of leakage.
Okay, I'm gonna stop for a second while I reposition on a different tripod. Okay, getting ready. Can you get it, or you need me to do it?
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to do it.
Okay. And down there's the bottom pan, which looks like we only put 2 bolts back in. You and Willie. I guess I didn't really have much to do with this. Or I don't know. Did Willie say I helped him with it? I can't even remember. Uh-oh. Small enough? What size you need? 7? 8?
Well, that's a 6 and it's too. That's a 9 and it's too big.
It's an
Probably
8.
an 8.
Over here. In front of the camera. Oh, 1/4 inch drive. Well, give me it. Pretty sure I got one in 3/8. And Dad's gonna stand right in front where you can't see what he's doing there. You killed the battery.
We're dead.
Ouch! There's the tripod.
We had the pan off before to drain the fluid. It's a mess in there.
Yeah, seen worse. Camera's gonna be over here. You're gonna have to find a new place to dump your parts. Little bit fluid pooled up in there, not much. Not much in there.
Well, we've got some pipes we need to take off and some servo covers to take off.
Want an extension? Magnet?
Oh, that was easy. Didn't make too big a mess. I would say this was a engineering mistake, but who am I to say? A servo is for a band. And looking at the pictures, I'd say there's 2 bands in this transmission. Another servo. And what have we here?
Screen or something? Yes, no.
I don't know what it is. Let's look at the book.
Kind of part of the reason this video is, you know, not only informing ourselves, but anybody else that may be interested in this.
Oil level control valve.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Who's that special?
It is kind of moving there. Alright. And we'll move over here since he's moving in front of the camera. Got the electrical connections.
This transmission is a computer controlled unit, and it has solenoids, and it has a switch for the computer to know what gear the transmission is in.
Has a lot fewer solenoids than some of the newer transmissions.
Yeah, this is only a 4-speed.
Yeah. I still want to get a hold of one of the newer 8 and 10 speeds out of a junkyard just so we can tear it apart and see what the hell's inside. Those go all the way through.
Yes, they do. Long bolts. And I believe this is the pump, but we're going to find out here shortly.
Hit it harder. Bigger hammer.
Well, let's try that.
Take those out and then see if like the whole thing comes off. trying to watch the camera, and I'm also sticking my nose in there trying to learn about this stuff.
Holy cow.
So if I miss something with the camera, I apologize, but like I said, there it comes.
Okay, it is the pump, but why didn't it want to come apart?
Not any screws coming in from that direction.
No, don't say any.
Put it in the vise and smack it.
Might need a smaller punch. Yeah.
Like a dowel pin running through there.
There are 2 dowel pins.
Move. Hopefully you can see what we're doing here. I can't tell because I'm over here on the wrong side of the camera.
Well, we started to separate it a little bit.
Yeah, let's set that aside and work on it a little bit later and
Yeah.
get a shot of that coming apart.
There's the pump drive shaft that goes all the way up into the inside of the torque converter, so that the engine can turn the pump.
We do have that torque converter floating around here somewhere. We've got torque converters in about 4 different spots right now. We're trying to consolidate, so.
Okay. Take this switch off. I think I got them all.
The way it's moving, it looks like there's something else holding it on, but I don't know.
Oh, there is another one. Just some seals on here that are kind of holding it together. Now for the valve body. Even though it's computer controlled and there are a lot of electronics that go into making this thing work, the valve body still has a lot of valves in it. And we should be making another big mess here in a minute.
Drop something. Get some, maybe.
That one's bigger.
Okay, get a shot of the shell body there. A lot of passageways. There will be a test at the end. Memorize each one of those. You'll be required to draw that at the end. Okay, moving on. Probably ought to finish getting that off, or the separator plate and that off before you get all those, because that looks like another cover of some sort on there.
I need the
10.
more bigger one. Well, isn't that neat? Just a block holding down part of the separator plate. And there are marks on the plate from check valves.
See, like right there and right there. It's kind of hard to pick up on camera. Things have been beaten on it. Not really beaten on it, but
So far, I've taken 6 check valves
far
out.
upper right there.
7.
A little more room to maneuver. Wrong socket.
Okay, the manual valve is connected to a rooster cone. And let's see, do we need to take it out now? Yes, we do. has a clip to hold the link to the manual valve from the rooster comb.
Doesn't look like there's quite enough play to get past there.
No.
Unless you turn the comb up and then it slides underneath. Is that?
Yeah.
Am I looking at it right?
It doesn't want to move.
Pry bar. I'll get my hand in there so that we can make sure they can't see anything at all. Nothing happening, huh?
Oh, that's not moving. Isn't that strange?
Oop.
Well, okay. We'll take it off with the cover. Maybe.
You absolutely love standing in front of the camera. And now you're making a mess of missing the rag. I knew we'd find a bunch of fluid somewhere in there. Springs. Valve fell out that we were trying to get out, and there's
Okay.
there were three springs up at the top there.
There's an easier way to do this. The factory has a mount, kind of like an engine mount, that you can set on and rotate the transmission any way you need to go. Since we don't have that, we're doing it this way, as most shops probably would.
Well, yeah, because there's probably a fixture that if they actually rebuild transmissions, not just swap them out, that'll fit most of these front-wheel drive transmissions. I would assume. Of course, it's very possible. Each transmission needs its own very specific. Oh, you made a mess on the floor. Let me get some wall dry so you don't track it all over the place. Which I buried over here now.
Oh. One of those springs was broken.
Watch your feet.
This spring is broken.
And yet you're not even anywhere near, I don't think, being on camera with that. Oh, now you are. It's kind of hard to tell. This is, I really need to, if I'm going to keep filming this stuff, really need to invest in some better stuff.
And we have another sensor, a speed sensor.
Being as it's on that input gear, I would assume it's supposed to be measuring
Engine RPM, probably.
Look at that. I probably guessed right.
Okay. This is the drive link. Takes the power from the engine and brings it down to the transmission part of this transaxle. Okay, come on.
I'll do down here. Oh, you got it. You're ready, buddy. There it goes. That part, anyway. There wasn't really a lot of slop in that chain, like it was wore out, like I've seen on some of the 125s.
Sprocket, thrust washer. Aha!
Okay.
No O-ring.
Oh.
On the front of this shaft is a seal,
Let me grab you a pick.
and
Easier.
it goes into the torque converter.
Get it or
And seals the plate.
here.
One of the things that happens is the seal gets real hard, and then the torque converter clutch doesn't work.
I would move the camera back there, but that's not going to work out, so I'll just wait till he gets it out and I can show you where it sits.
It's a special O-ring. It's supposed to last the life of the car.
Considering manufacturers consider the life of the car about 150,000 miles, and then you're supposed to buy a new car. Show the tip of the shaft there where the O-ring sits. Right in that groove there. Then you got another sealing ring down there. Another thrust washer.
And two sealing rings there.
On the back side.
On this chain or drive link, we have a different colored link on there. And in almost all instances, that color is supposed to go away from the transmission when you assemble it. Every once in a while, you'll take a transaxle apart and you'll find the link on the other side. That means somebody's been into it and put it back together just the opposite. You want, if you reuse with this, you want to put it back on, if it's good, just the way you take it off, because it has a wear pattern. You want to continue the same wear pattern. Now, if you put a new drive link in,
Do what you want. It's a free-for-all.
and this is a support, and it's going to have a piston in it for this clutch. And which clutch that is, I don't know. We're going to have to take a look and see. Another thrust washer. could just grab this shaft and pull it all out, but since I haven't been into one of these before, I want to do it a little slower than that. Okay.
Looks like some heat spots on those steels.
This clutch is splined to the case, so it's a hold clutch. It's going to hold this part there, whatever that is. And we have frictions and steels, and we can see some hot spots. The clutches don't look super terrible other than they look worn. It's not like we see some clutch packs where they're all burnt to a crisp, but this clutch has a lot of wear on it.
I don't even remember what kind of mileage this thing had on it when Willie bought it, so couldn't tell you. There's Dad's back again. Okay, there's band number 1. I believe that's a country band.
You didn't get enough rags.
Yeah, I set the over there to your right. What's left of the roll. What's that?
We have a hunk of something.
It's something that got the crap beat out of it.
Oh my goodness.
I think we may have found the problem.
Oh boy.
Let's
You
let me do this. Come on in here. Let's see if we can get a little more light on there. That's probably, I don't know, I bet we could buff that out and reuse it.
Yeah, mine. That is a Planet carrier that is destroyed. So we might have some trouble taking the rest of this apart.
That is interesting. And then you're not even dripping on where I put the oil dry.
Well, that part doesn't want to come apart either.
And we'll probably have to beat on it for a while.
That is a clutch drum.
Yeah, that they can't see.
It has a band that goes around it.
What kind of condition is the band in?
The band material is mostly there. There's a bit of a shine to it, like it's been slipping. If we rebuild this, the band would be replaced, but it's not terrible like that other part.
Looks like.
And then we have a one-way clutch, sometimes called a sprag or roller clutch. I'm not sure what's in here, but free wheels that way, locks that way. That's why we have that clutch. I said it was a hold clutch. It's going to hold this drum.
Oh. Here for that.
Well, you're making a mess.
Well, I told you there's more rags to your right.
Oh, look at all these pieces. More pieces in there. I don't know if I'm...
Yeah. Yeah, let's get a look inside there for you to anything else out here so we can kind of let me ouch. Ooh, pinch my fingers and we'll get a look inside there. Okay. And this is probably gonna make some people seasick. As he reaches in with both hands.
There's a gear here. It's the ring gear for that other carrier that we saw all blown apart. And this is a carrier also, and it's been very, very hot.
I was gonna say it looks like you just pulled it out of the fire. Yeah, definitely would not want to reuse that.
So it needs the whole gear train inside the plant, the transaxle.
Again, reaching in, pulling out.
Ring gear for that carrier. And it is also a hub for another clutch. And I don't know if it's picking it up, but see these little marks on each one of these splines?
Yeah, I think you can see them.
That means this part of it is wore out also.
From the clutch plates wearing against it, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Another drum.
Okay. A shell that's part of this drum, and a band goes around this.
That looks.
And then we have something else back here, a race for a one-way clutch. And a clutch pack down inside here.
Trying to use the light sparingly so it doesn't kill my battery too fast.
Here we have another band, and it's definitely worn, would not be used, but it is not terrible. The surface here is not terrible. If we didn't have all these other problems, this might be used again. What are the goodies we have down in here?
Need a light.
Okay, we have a snap ring in the case holding something, and a roller clutch.
Get in there. Not too wide.
It might be. Can't seem to get it behind it.
Let me get you a different screwdriver. This is like the one you used to use all the time for. Except I think you had a longer one than that, didn't you?
Yeah.
A lot of these tools, I remember him using when I was a kid, and got sent off to work with him when we were on break from school. Get it or no?
I'm gonna have to have something different, I think.
A two-handed approach with a screwdriver and a hook. Longer screwdriver.
Longer screwdriver, I think.
I think this SK might be a little bit longer than that snap-on one. Maybe not.
I'm gonna have to do something to
Okay.
shut it down.
All right, we're gonna pause for a minute while he rethinks his strategy. Action.
Okay, all these parts that we've already taken out come out relatively easy after removing the chain cover and these other pieces. But now we have a bunch of parts right back here, and there's a snap ring, a heavy duty snap ring that holds them. It's in the case, and we have to remove that to remove the rest of the pieces in here. It's pretty stiff, and it's way down in this way, but we can see it through this opening right there. Now, see if we can do something to get that snap ring out.
See if I can show him that snap ring in through here. I can kind of see it. It's right there.
See it moving?
Yeah, right there's that snap ring. And the way he has to maneuver to try and get it, it's not conducive to good filmmaking. Very possible Steven Spielberg could get the perfect shot, but then he has access to some very high quality, expensive equipment and multitudes of it, where I have this. So, deal with it. Working.
We have one with a little wider blade.
I'm sure we do, but where it may have gotten put is, I think this is, and I'm not sure that it's any wider.
I don't think so. No. Okay, how about
This is the one that's locked in here underneath other stuff. There we go. This is the magic snap ring remover.
maybe?
Yeah. Let's see here. I can do this. Let me see the pry bar here. Let's hit pause for a moment. Action. Okay, took two of us and a multitude of screwdrivers and pry bars. Let's see here. This thing is
Heavy duty.
at least 1/8 of an inch thick. It is very stiff. But we persevered and we overcame.
Well, there's the support. And remember those tubes we took off of the bottom? 2 of them go to this support that we just got out. And in there is another one-way clutch, a roller clutch. Sun gear for the differential. And
is that parking pole hanging out the side there?
yep, the parking pole is on here, and park gear, and I need a snap ring pliers to get the park gear off. Regular. Park gear, thrust washer, snap ring,
Those
differential
tubes,
sun gear.
are they just providing lubrication for back there? Because I'm not seeing they're running.
That's what it looks. Well, it's providing fluid to this part of this. That's lube, and this is that one clutch. So one lube and one to the clutch.
This one, correct? This one here in the back.
The one that was riding on this, yes.
Yeah. Okay. That is the kind of differential you need in your what are they 6.7 Cummins? You know, you want that thing because that thing will never break. Like that thing could easily handle 4,000 or 5,000 pound-feet of torque on it.
It's amazing. And they make different ratios for them. This is I don't know if it's identical to the earlier 3-speed transmission, the 125. I don't know if it's identical, but it looks the same, and there was about 4 different ratios for them. I don't know what they have for this. The only other thing left in the case is the ring gear for this planetary differential.
Yeah, well, that's well, we got the I'm gonna pull these drums apart to
take a look at them.
At the clutches, the clutch packs in there, and that'll pretty much be it then for the disassembly, because we're just gonna then strip the case of all the metal. We are gonna try and get the what do you call it, apart. That thing over there that's kind of welded together. We're gonna try and get that apart. If we do, we will we'll hop back. But for the let's get these.
Let's get this case out of the way so we can.
All right, I gotta find a place to put it. Well, I guess I'll just drop it down there. Leaking oil. I'm gonna have to do some cleanup. Dang it. Yeah. Here. And think something better than that. Are you getting it? Oh, there you go. Spring and piston down there.
Another spush washer. This clutch pack. I don't know what this clutch pack is called. I haven't looked it up in the book. But so far we've seen, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 different clutches.
Yeah,
Maybe 5.
I think it's 4.
These aren't burnt up. They're worn. A few hot spots. So this was not keeping the thing from going down the road. Another clutch pack. Ooh, we have some pretty good hot spots on the steels. Pretty good wear. This clutch pack is worn. And this particular one has a waved plate. It's a little spring to help take that clutch off a little faster. And we have a one-way clutch on here. Uh-oh. 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 I don't see how this comes apart. Almost like it's pressed on. That's interesting.
Yeah, there's no. Typically, you got a snap ring around there. Not the. I think it moved. Yeah, it's moving. So, with a big enough lever, I can move the world.
They must want to sell this as
unit.
one piece.
Yeah. Any part of it goes bad, you purchase the entire thing.
Isn't that interesting? And this is pretty well worn. It's not worn out, it's worn. Interesting. Oh, dude.
Beat on the brat. Beat
This-
on the brat with a baseball bat.
This may not come apart easily at all.
Well, if it was easy, it wouldn't be any fun. We got a snap ring on this end. Need your little hole in the bench.
Yeah. The hook pliers. I don't think I can get in there with those. You.
Those ones?
Sun gear. Thrust bearing.
Pry bar. Trying to kind of move. Yeah, it's moving. There it is.
Wow.
We can get a better. Whoa! Bump right into you guys. It is a complete. Whoa! Let's get it over here where I can see what I'm looking at. And well, that gear,
on.
that whole gear,
Wow.
and yeah, you can see how. Come on, focus. Okay, there you go. See how that thing's been chewed up, beaten up. That is.
Usually you don't see a sun gear peel open like that.
This gear's, I mean, it's, and this one is oblonged. It is, actually you can see right here where it is super thin and about ready to do the same thing as this one. Yeah, I'm saying that's possibly, not 100% confirmed, but very possibly could be what the problem was. What caused it, I don't know. Because it doesn't look like there's a lack of fluid down here. Like those bearings just gave out, everything got hot and started coming apart, and they just kept driving. Yeah, that's
well chewed up.
And you can see that. That is.
What have we here?
Snap ring inside here. Well, letting this one down inside here. I didn't know if that was doing anything. Or... multiple snap rings in there.
Trying to keep from jabbing myself. This one in there. Oh.
What do you want me to go?
Right in there again. Will that get in there?
No. Here, there we go.
spring, and that holds the clutch.
30 years ago, this stuff was a whole lot easier. Of course, it was also a 3-speed at the time. But we were both 30 years younger.
And this clutch pack is worn, not burned up, not worn out. Kind of amazing.
Just like everything else except for that piece there. You know, where it's worn, so you know, it had some pretty good mileage on it, but that is just I don't know. Don't know what to say about that one. Snap ring in there, I think. Some snap rings are easier than others.
Another one-way clutch.
With a little gear.
Ooh!
I got a little warm, but then everything in this whole...
See the...
Yeah.
This one-way clutch is a sprag. Does the same thing as the roller clutch, but it's a little different design. Sometimes it's referred to as a drag sprag because all these elements contact the other surface, the race, all the time, and of course the other does too, but it drags around on it.
It's not round per se, like round pins inside there. Bearing.
And some people ask, what's better? Well, this uses more energy because it is dragging around. The roller clutch rolls, so it's more efficient energy-wise. What is better? Who knows? Why do they have both? Who knows?
There's the 5th set of clutches.
Here again, somewhere, polished steel's a little bit, not worn out. Okay, what else we have in here? This is pretty much it. It's got a piston with seals on it in here. We got that apart better than I thought we might.
Mm-hmm. So, any thoughts on what caused that failure?
No. It looks like maybe a lube problem to tear that planetary gear setup that bad. But
there was oil back there.
that,
You know, so you know, not being familiar with this transmission, I can't really come up with anything, so I don't know.
could it be the fluid was never changed?
Well, that fluid
But
was in bad shape. It doesn't even resemble the color red.
But I would not think that part would go bad first, but maybe that's at the tail end of the lube circuit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And it could be it was a faulty piece that...
Well, there were thousands of miles on the unit, so...
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, there may have been some kind of a flaw somewhere in that thing that caused... Because that one gear completely came apart. Another gear was right just about there to come apart. And then the third gear is chewed up bad, so... But anyway, that's we got those pieces there. We've got this on the bench. We've determined what the failure was. Don't really know what exactly caused it. It could be rebuilt, but with as much stuff as is needed for this, it would be probably cheaper to get yourself a remanufactured unit if you needed one and it was in this kind of condition, and comes with whatever warranty, or if you got lucky and had found one in the junkyard that seemed to be in good shape. But this one, like I said, we are going to separate all the aluminum and metal, and it's going in for scrap. Just thought we'd bring you along while we experience this transmission ourselves for the first time. Show it to you, get things figured out somewhat, and all right, that'll be it. Making room so we can do more stuff. So if you like the content, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell others about us, tell them how great we are, how funny I am, how knowledgeable Dad is, and we'll see you next time.